Engineering materials are broadly classified into two categories, which is one, metals and their alloys, and non-metals. In metals, there will be ferrous metals or non-ferrous metals. Further, these ferrous metals are classified into steels and cast iron according to the percentage of carbon presented in the material. So these steels are further classified into plain carbon steels or alloy steels. These plain carbon steels again are classified into low carbon steel, medium carbon steel and high carbon steel according to the carbon presented in the steel. Then coming to the alloy steel, in order to enhance the mechanical properties of the steels, the steel are being alloyed with various metals like nickel, chromium, molybdenum, etc. The next category of ferrous metals are cast iron. This cast iron may be available in the form of white cast iron, grey cast iron, malleable cast iron and ductile cast iron. In ferrous metals, the main constituent will be iron. If iron is not the main constituent and some other material will be the main constituent in the material, it is called non-ferrous metals. Okay. So these non-ferrous metals, it may be the main constitution of aluminum, magnesium, copper, zinc, etc. So these non-ferrous materials, as described, the main constituent will be other than iron. These non-ferrous metals that are being used in industries because of their superior range of mechanical properties, and also the cost of these materials are less. The main non-ferrous materials that are being used are aluminum, copper, zinc and magnesium. If you see the aluminum metal, which has excellent thermal and electrical conductivity, and also this aluminum metal which has low mass density. Because of these properties, aluminum and their alloys that are being used in automobile and aerostructural industries. The next non-ferrous metal is copper. Of course, we are seeing in real-time applications the copper being used, how it is. This copper is also have excellent thermal and electrical conductivity properties, and the copper is a heavy metal. Next, coming to the zinc. Zinc is being used because of the reasons which has low melting temperature, and this metal exhibits excellent corrosion resistance. Apart from aluminum, copper and zinc, the next non-ferrous metal will be magnesium, which has low weight. Of course, this magnesium and their alloys, they exhibit good mechanical strength. In the broad classification of engineering materials, the first one is metals and the second one is non-metallic materials. Okay. So these non-metallic materials are also widely used because of some of the properties like its low density, less cost, heat resistant and electrical resistant. These non-metallic materials, we see, these are classified into three categories. Okay, this is a general classification. The one may be of plastic, and the second non-metal is rubber and leather. These plastic materials are again classified into thermoplastics and thermosettings. If you see these plastic materials, thermoplastics and thermosetting plastics, thermoplastic materials can be molded into desired shapes, with the application of heat and pressure. These plastic materials, they can be reshaped by applying some heating, and the desired shape, once it is achieved, we can solidify it on cooling so that the desired shape will be remains. And again we can reshape the thermoplastic materials after application of heat. If we see the thermosetting plastics, which is contradictory to the thermoplastics, these thermosetting plastics results the permanent hard products of the desired shape subjected to heat and pressure. These materials have chain crossed linked by covalent bonds. For suppose here, if you see the structure of thermoplastic materials and thermosetting materials, these thermoplastic materials, they do not have any covalent bond inside the structure. So whenever heat supplied, the structure will be varied. Whereas in the thermosetting materials, some sort of chemical reactions will be formed so that the material cannot be reshaped again once it is heated and solidified. The next non-metallic materials is rubber. Okay, so rubber is one of the important plastic which is available in hard and soft form. Okay, so rubber, it is being used because of its abrasive resistant property and heat resistant property. This rubber, as described, it is available in soft form and it is available in hard form. Soft rubber, if you see, it is used in electrical installations, and also it is used in belters for power transmission, etc. If you see the hard rubber, which is used for piping and automobile tires, etc. The last category of non-metallic material is leather. Leather is a flexible and also it can withstand wear under suitable conditions. Because of these properties, the leather is used in various applications, just like clothing, as we know, footwear, okay, handbags and furniture, etc. So this is what about the classification of engineering materials. Already in the previous class, the details of metals and their alloys, steels, how what are its classification, cast iron, what are its classification, and what are the characteristics of each of the steel, and how do we alloy the steels, that have been discussed. Now, apart from the ferrous metals, non-ferrous metals, aluminum, magnesium and copper and zinc, that has been described in this class. Apart from this, various non-metals, namely plastics, rubber and leather, have also been discussed in this class.